Close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine a tiny baby, so small. The doctor said he would not live through the night. His mother held him in her hands. He was so small. She said he could fit inside a quart mug. He had no father. His father had died 3 months before he was born. That baby was Isaac Newton. And against all odds, he survived. Not just survived. He changed the entire world. Welcome to English Histoverse. Today we tell you the real story of Isaac Newton. Not just the scientist, but the man behind the genius, the loneliness he felt, the pain he carried, and the questions that burned inside him his whole life. This is a story most history books never told you fully. Stay with us, because this story will stay with you forever. Isaac Newton was born on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1642, in a small village called Woolsthorpe, in England. His father's name was also Isaac Newton, but his father never got to meet him. He died before Isaac was born. This loss would shape Isaac's entire life. When Isaac was just 3 years old, something terrible happened. His mother remarried. She married a rich man named Barnabas Smith, and she left. She left little Isaac behind. She moved to the next village with her new husband. Isaac was left with his grandmother, a grandmother he barely knew. For years, Isaac lived with this pain. He felt unwanted. He felt abandoned. Years later, in his private diary, he wrote something shocking. He wrote that he had thought about burning down his mother's new house, with her and her husband inside. That is how much pain he carried. A child who just wanted to be loved by his mother. As Isaac grew, people noticed something different about him. He did not play with other children. He did not run around or shout. He was always alone, always thinking. He loved to build things. He built tiny windmills. He built kites that flew at night with small lanterns attached. The villagers thought they were stars falling from the sky. He built a small cart. He could sit in it and move it with his own hands. He was always watching, always asking why. His mother came back eventually. When Isaac was 10, her new husband had died. She returned with 3 new children, 3 half-brothers and sisters Isaac did not know. Isaac was now in a full house, but still, he felt alone. When Isaac was 12, he was sent to school. The King's School in a town called Grantham. It was far from his home. He had to live with a local pharmacist named Mr. Clark. At first, Isaac was just an average student. Not the best, not the worst. Then one day a bully kicked him in the stomach. Isaac was angry. He decided he would beat that boy, not with his fists, with his grades. He would become the best student in the school, and he did. Within months, Isaac became the top student. He was devouring books, learning everything: mathematics, philosophy, nature, stars. At Mr. Clark's house, he discovered something wonderful: a large collection of books, including books about machines, medicine, and the stars. Isaac read them all. He also fell in love, or at least he thought he did, with a girl named Catherine. She was Mr. Clark's stepdaughter. But Isaac never told her how he felt. He was too shy, too scared, and she eventually married someone else. Isaac remained alone. But Isaac never told her how he felt. He was too shy, too scared, and she eventually married someone else. Isaac remained alone. When Isaac was 17, his mother called him home. She had a plan for him. He would be a farmer. He would run the family farm. Isaac was terrible at farming. He hated it. When he was supposed to watch the sheep, he read books instead. The sheep wandered off into the neighbor's fields. When he was supposed to go to market to sell goods, he paid a servant to do it for him, so he could go to the library instead. His mother gave up. His old teacher, Mr. Stokes, convinced her Isaac should go back to school. He had a mind that was too special for farming. And so Isaac Newton was set free. Isaac Newton walked through the gates of Cambridge University. He was 18 years old. He had no money. He had to work as a servant for wealthier students. He cleaned their rooms. He polished their shoes. In exchange, he got to study. He read everything: Aristotle, Galileo, Kepler, Descartes. He filled notebooks with questions that had no answers yet. Then in 1665, the plague came. The Black Death swept across England. Cambridge University shut down. All the students were sent home. Isaac Newton went home to Woolsthorpe, to his mother's farm. He was 22 years old. He had nothing to do, so he did everything. In those 2 years at home, Isaac Newton invented calculus, a whole new type of mathematics. He discovered how light works, how it breaks into colors. And one day, sitting in his garden, an apple fell. He watched the apple fall, and he asked the question that changed the world. Why does it fall down? Why not up? Why not sideways? He began to think. If something pulls the apple to the earth, does that same force pull the moon? Does it reach all the way to the stars? He was not just thinking about an apple. He was thinking about everything. The entire universe. Back in his dark room at Cambridge, Isaac did something strange. He made a tiny hole in his window shutter. A single ray of sunlight entered. He held a glass prism in that ray of light, and something happened that no one expected. The white light split into red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. A rainbow appeared on the wall. People had seen rainbows before, but everyone thought the prism was adding color to the light. Newton proved they were wrong. The colors were already inside the white light. White light was not pure. It was a mixture of all colors. It was one of the most beautiful discoveries in human history. In 1687, Isaac Newton published a book. It was called Principia Mathematica. It is considered the greatest scientific book ever written. In this book, he explained 3 laws. The laws of motion. First, an object at rest stays at rest, unless something pushes it. Second, the harder you push something, the faster it moves. Third, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And then the law of gravity. Every object in the universe pulls every other object toward itself. The bigger the object, the stronger the pull. With these 4 laws, Newton explained the movement of every planet, every moon, every comet, the tides of the ocean, the fall of an apple, and so much more. But who was Isaac Newton as a person? Behind all the genius, what was he like? He was difficult. He was suspicious of almost everyone. He fought bitterly with other scientists. He had a famous war with a German mathematician named Gottfried Leibniz. Both men claimed they invented calculus. Newton never married. He had no children. He had very few close friends. He spent most of his life alone, working, thinking, writing. He was also deeply religious. He spent more time studying the Bible than studying science. He believed his discoveries were God's truths. He believed he was chosen to understand God's universe. He was also strange in his daily life. He sometimes forgot to eat. He sometimes sat on the edge of his bed for hours, lost in thought. He never noticed if his clothes were torn or dirty. Isaac Newton became very famous in his later years. He was made president of the Royal Society. He was made master of the Royal Mint. He was knighted by the Queen of England. He became Sir Isaac Newton. But even at the height of his fame, he remained humble. Near the end of his life, he said something beautiful. He said, "I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only a boy playing on the seashore and diverting myself now and then, finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, while the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. He died on March 20th, 1727. He was 84 years old. He died peacefully in his sleep. He had never married, never had children, but he left behind something no one can take away: understanding. Isaac Newton was not a perfect man. He was lonely. He was difficult. He made mistakes. He had wounds from his childhood that never fully healed. But he looked at the falling apple and saw the whole universe. He looked at a ray of light and saw every color that exists. He looked at the sky and understood how it all works. That is the gift of a curious mind. It does not need a perfect life. It just needs the courage to ask, why? Thank you so much for watching this story. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who loves learning. And please subscribe to English Histoverse, because every week we bring you stories like this, stories of real people who changed our world one question at a time. See you in the next story.